lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome in to the Lion's Share. We have 3 Lions preseason games under our belt. We have 1 left on the schedule separating us from the regular season. 10 days separate us from the 53-man rosters being set for all 32 teams. And in 21 short days, we'll be on here right at this very time recapping Lions versus Packers for week 1. Shout out to Andrew for his art. For those that are watching on YouTube and Spotify video, you can always watch the video edition on Spotify as well as YouTube. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. Hit like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. It really helps the show and helps us grow. So we appreciate it, shareholders. Today, we're going to talk about the camp, preseason. As it starts to wind down, we're kind of in that midway point. We're all just really looking forward to the regular season at this point. And then we'll end with our usual closing time, including a Netflix documentary about none other than the Beal City catfish, which is crazy. So Beal City making it on the big screens. We'll talk on that at the end of the show. But first, welcome back, boys. It's been a couple weeks since we all graced these airwaves. We were here before the preseason. Now, hard to believe, we've got 3 games with the Lions starting it off in the Hall of Fame game. I think the biggest news probably most recently in these preseason games has been, I guess, the reaction to the lack of development in Hendon Hooker and the concern about who's the backup behind Jared Goff.
Yeah, to me, it's Kyle Allen. I think he showed, especially against the Dolphins, showed a lot of progress. He has that veteran presence. He can not only manage the game, he has some mobility back there. He's made some plays, and like you said, Hendon Hooker just has not developed at all. He doesn't look like, I know, obviously didn't play at all his first year, but you'd think the mental game, and I know it's easier said than done because so much of it is doing it. But he looks lost out there. He looks like a rookie. So pretty disappointing. So to me, it's comfortably Kyle Allen. I'm just afraid of, like, in the ultimate disaster zone, what happens if Goff and Kyle Allen get hurt? Then honestly, I think you just go David Montgomery back there or St. Brown.
Monty's got an arm.
We'll touch pass to Sewell last year.
I mean, I'd rather not speak those words into existence, but I mean, this game really just told me, why didn't we sign Teddy?
Oh man, did you catch any of him against the Steelers?
I did not. How did he look prime?
He didn't look like he just strapped up a uniform this week, I'll tell you that.
This is tough, man. And I feel for Hendon Hooker because he would probably do well in a different system, but he's behind, like, the ultimate pocket passer in Jared Goff. He's not a pocket passer by heart, or by nature, so it's a tough transition. And I mean, I honestly feel like he's not going to be on the roster. I think he's going to be on somebody else's roster at the start.
He's just kind of a...
All right,
yeah,
so
he's
you're
just kind of a waste. Also, let me correct myself. Montgomery's touchdown pass was to Laporta, but it's tough because he's been in the system for so long, or at least with the Lions, but I feel like there's no added value giving him a roster spot.
Agree.
Well, I think that's the big debate. I think it's Justin Rogers, one of the beat reporters for the Lions. He's got the Lions taking 3 in the 53-man roster. I just don't know if I see that. They haven't been the type of team to take 3 quarterbacks in Dan's tenure here. Andrew, you by the way, Mitch, comfortably Kyle, we might need to trademark that. Put that on a t-shirt. That's really good. So Andrew, are you comfortably Kyle as well as the backup with the backup position?
After that performance, they gave him the start, which was the first indicator, and he went out and he got his job done and did what he needed to do, and I think that was pretty much the icing. I mean, there's training camp's not over, so he's still got time. But that was probably the nail in the coffin.
Great poll question for the week, I think.
Like I said,
should Hooker have a roster spot?
Yeah. Yeah, and are you comfortable with Kyle Allen? I think there was some concern for me, at least, when we first saw Kyle Allen in the Lions uniform earlier in the preseason. That was both quarterbacks looked in bad positions, and now Kyle's come forward and probably in that camp as well with you guys. And Andrew, you and I talked a lot about this when we started season 1 of this podcast about serviceable quarterbacks. All you got to do is be serviceable. Talking about Cooper Rush back in the day playing for the Cowboys, did so well as a backup for Dak, filling in for him. But that defense for the Cowboys at the time was just lights out. So he didn't have to do anything to necessarily win the game. He just didn't have to lose the game. So do you feel like Kyle Allen checks that serviceable box?
I think that's the exact box he checks. And I think that's nearly, I mean, that's not verbatim what Dan said, but there was before we even knew anything about Kyle Allen, there was an interview, it was either Dan or Brad were talking about Kyle Allen, and it's just, it's another quarterback to get in the system, and he's like Goff. And I think was something along those lines is what they were saying. And it's tough, but with the wide receiver room being what it is, feels like they're going to take an extra wide receiver instead of 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, we'll touch on the wide receiver room here in a minute because it is bustling, and we highlighted it in the last episode about just how strong it was coming into the year already, and then you add IT in there and some others too that we'll touch on. But to finish it out about Hendon Hooker, it's somebody that I think we were all excited about the promise of at least. And it could be the complexity of this offense that Ben Johnson had and now has been taken over by Morton. He may just be struggling. I think it's a mental thing. I don't think he's physically unable to play the position. I think it's a mental thing. I think he's just never been able to grasp it here in Detroit. And like you said, Andrew, you touched on it. Maybe he finds somewhere else to play and can show some more promise. It's just maybe the system that he's in. I know when he was at Tennessee, they ran a much more simplified offense than obviously it's college, it's different, but always going to be a transition. But at Tennessee, they really ran an offense, I think, that helped him put up the numbers that he did. So I guess the thing is about bringing him in as the third string. I saw this in an article too, is the Lions maybe aren't comfortable letting him go to waivers because they are in the feeling that someone will pick him up. He won't
Based
clear
on what
waivers.
tape, though? Like, I think that's a valid question, but, like, what team, if you're out there, like, you want to bring him in to learn your system? He's been learning the Lions system. Again, this is a switch from Ben Johnson to John Morton, but John Morton helped install some of this offense. So he's been there for how long, and he still hasn't developed. So, honestly, I'd say it's probably 50-50 that if they cut him, he lands on the practice squad. Maybe another team sees it. Maybe Ben wants him in Chicago. I have no idea who their third string quarterback is. So it's a possibility, but I don't see the risk. I don't see the risk in cutting him. I don't see the reward in putting him on the 53 man. I think there are other positional battles that you could keep a couple guys.
I think there's quite a few teams that would want him, but I mean, I don't know all the quarterback situations in the league, so it's tough to say on that side of things. But Tennessee, I think, is kind of like a wild card that I think may be interested in him with losing old Will Levis there. Who else do we got? Like I said, the Cardinals, they've got Brissett backing up Kyler Murray. And then I believe it's Huntley backing up Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. So that's not going to happen.
No, well, Huntley went with the Browns, right? He's one of that infamous 5-man. He's part of the 5-man with the Browns.
Who's in Baltimore?
Who is the Ravens' backup? Oh, it's Cooper Rush. None other than Cooper Rush. Duh. I didn't have to Google that.
He's tried and true. Maybe we can flip flop. Maybe we can work something out here.
Oh, I got a couple names in the notes. Carson Wentz is still out there, an aged vet, but it's still out there. Was with Kansas City, backed up Mahomes, did what he needed to do there. I mean, he's a solid option. And then Jameis has been floated around with Jackson Dart's performance this week. They feel pretty comfortable, I guess, with Dart and Russ as the 1 and 2, interchangeably maybe, perhaps further into the season. But they're saying they maybe don't need that insurance of the third with Jameis. So they're entertaining offers for Jameis.
I don't think we will be that blessed to have Jameis on it.
I wish we would.
I think Dan hates turnovers way too much.
Agreed. I saw someone bring that up, and I thought, yeah, that it's his kryptonite. But for the personality hire that Jameis would be. And I guess someone else made this comparison. I guess they did spend some time together in New Orleans too. Dan was with the Saints while Jameis was on the Saints. So I don't foresee that happening. But those are a couple names. If they aren't comfortable enough with Kyle Allen and they want to let Hooker walk, which they could, I wouldn't be surprised. Andrew, let's talk about the wide receivers that you touched on, that room that's oh so growing. In no particular order, you obviously have the big three: St. Brown, J-Mo, Tim Patrick, the vet. And then from there, you have Leaf, who's been around for a while. IT seemingly makes the team. Lovett, Kennedy, Ronnie Bell, Jackson Meeks, and a couple others. Typically, the Lions most NFL teams take about 6 or 7, 5, 6 in that range, wide receivers. So you guys think they take 2 quarterbacks and add another wide receiver to this room that's already full?
I'm assuming they're taking, what is that? 7?
St. Brown, J-Mo, Patrick, Leaf, IT, Meeks, Lovett would be 7.
I don't know that Lovett makes it. I
Probably
feel like
gonna
Lovett's
take
going to be a practice squad guy. Meeks is just
And then Ronnie Bell
Meeks
as
has
well
just
is in
outplayed him.
there.
Yeah, what's Ronnie Bell done?
He's done all
Yeah.
right. I think he's worthy of a practice squad
Yeah, for
spot
sure. I
at
think they
least.
take 6
He
to the
might
53
sneak
man,
into the
though.
roster.
And I think it's Meeks over Lovett.
I agree.
How about IT,
Lovett
though? Oh, go ahead, Andrew.
Lovett had a tough first game. He had 1 turnover, almost a second,
Think so.
and a couple drop balls. So he had a rough first game, but he's improved since then, which is what Dan always loves to hear or see.
I think IT starts the season as
Improved.
wide receiver 4 and ends the season as wide receiver 3.
Do you guys think that Leaf is behind Tim Patrick?
Yes.
Tim Patrick right now is wide receiver 3.
You think it's that big of a gap?
I don't think it's a huge gap, but I'd say comfortably Kyle, comfortably Patrick over Leaf.
Because Leaf is just like,
fair enough.
I feel like St. Brown gives you the like he can do more than the slot. Leaf is like slot, and every once in a while can slip out for those deep routes. But yeah, I feel pretty confident that, like, again, by the end of the year, IT is number 3 pretty clearly. Like St. Brown, J-Mo, and then I think IT is going to do a ton of work across the middle of the field this year and in the red zone.
It really feels like that, especially when we're getting highlight blocks from him from their social media.
He's getting in
team
fights.
right now.
We love that.
Hey man, they started it.
Speaking of
Always.
highlight material, I'm going to go off track here. Ben, you sent us that tweet of Amon-Ra St. Brown basically trying to end that Jones' career for the Dolphins. Should that dude be concerned about his roster spot? Because oh my god, that was
I don't think anybody in Miami
that was
safe.
a beatdown. And I know, like, all the reports were just like they just bullied him that entire day, but St. Brown literally just was toying with him. It was ridiculous.
J-Mo too. Oh my show notes just refreshed. That was really weird. My screen just flashed.
Well, then, did you hear too? The start of day 2, Dan Skipper got a flattened pancake, and they tried to start a fight with him too.
I'm not.
Tell me more.
Never mind.
It was just a one-on-one drill, and Dan Skipper started the day, got a pancake, and it was an immediate fisticuffs.
Ooh,
Start the day.
fisticuffs. Not to be confused with fisticuffs.
How many syllables are in that?
Fisticuffs. Yeah, we got off track there. Sorry, but yeah, I think they take 6 wide receivers.
6. Count them 6. If we could have multiple polls, that'd be one of them too. I gotta remember to put that poll in there.
I feel like the swap you could make there is like maybe like who would you rather have, Lovett or Sione Vaki? I think everyone would take Sione right now. So you take 4 running backs, 6 receivers.
Yeah, well, he's done the gritty stuff too, like the pass protection. He's doing the stuff that Dan likes to see.
Who was that? Yeah, well, I mean, you've heard Dan already say that they've been trying to find ways to get Sione on the field. Who is is it Sailor, the other running back there?
Let me tell ya.
Sailors.
Hey, he looks pretty good, too.
Yeah, they similarly almost have that issue with a running back room that's too full because you're not going to take more than probably 4, and Craig Reynolds is probably your 3. Craig Reynolds has looked solid as usual.
Feels like they're going to take 3.
Ooh.
You don't think they take Vaki for the
Yeah,
special
I think
teams?
they definitely take Vaki. Yeah. Especially with his versatility.
I guess maybe it comes down to that as the special teams, like who's going to help you more on special teams, Vaki or Lovett? Because I think Lovett recovered that fumble on the
one that Vaki forced?
Yes. So yeah, you got me there. That's true. Flipping a coin
Where's
on
the
that
sound
one, I guess.
effects when you need them?
Oh, don't worry, they're here. Which one did you want?
I don't know.
The drum roll,
Whichever
the drum
one
joke.
you think is the most appropriate for Andrew up in your mind. That wasn't it.
That wasn't the one. Oh, how about this one?
High-level analysis.
That's good.
Always a classic for the longtime listeners out there. Will remember that one. Yeah, I totally forgot about this soundboard that we have. Yeah. Anyway, preseason form here as well. You guys see the comparisons of IT to Puka Nacua? Do you think that's overstated?
Yeah, let's relax a little bit.
A little bit, but how about the promise for? I mean, if he is, by all accounts, looks like he's going to be the real deal. And then, we touched on it. You did, Mitch, in the last episode about how do you guard all of these targets, especially in the red zone? I mean,
You can't.
You can't. So you're going to have to try to focus on one or two of these guys. But that's probably what I'm most excited for in this offense. Obviously, a new coordinator with Morton, see what he can do. But just the weapons that they have to play with is. I mean, what did John Gruden say about it?
Ooh. Is that it? Yeah.
That was the clip. Right?
You know what I'm most excited for? I'm hearing a lot that Gruden teased this a little bit too. It sounds like Morton's going to use a split back set with Monty and Gibbs, a pretty decent amount. I think that's going to be awesome.
I mean, finally get to see more of Gibbs out of the backfield, and I feel like that was teased, when we first got him.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, those traps on Vaki. Andrew just dropped it in the chat of you weren't kidding. You weren't kidding about those
Dropped
traps.
in the chat of our text.
Observed. Yeah, in the chat that no one can see but us. But yeah, I mean that is exciting to think about. Just Ben Johnson was obviously a hell of a offensive coordinator, but the weapons are still there. And if Morton's got Morton brings different looks to the table. It's exciting, and IT add him to the equation. Man, Jared Goff's got to be the happiest man in town right now, right?
Yeah, well,
Just
I
keep
think
him
yes
clean.
and no. He's obviously got all the weapons he needs, but let's not forget there's a pretty good amount of shakeup on the offensive line this year. You're gonna have basically two new guards and a new center if you want to think of it that way, which everyone should. With Zeitler out, Glasgow's gonna move over. Those are big moves.
That's true. Andrew, but you said you were happy with the on that IT touchdown pass that we saw yesterday. By the way, heck of a pitch and catch. But you were focused like TJ Lang was kind of on that offensive line and the push they were getting, right?
Well, TJ Lang called out the pancake block they got. It kind of like a little bit of a double team, and it was nice. It felt like they were gelling. I mean, it felt like there was a clear pocket around Kyle Allen, and he was calm the entire time. And I didn't see much of the second half, so correct me if I'm wrong. Was it like the same way with Hendon Hooker?
It's hard to classify it with Hendon. Totally different play, but yeah. And some different guys rotationally in and out of there. So, yeah. But comfortably, Kyle was comfortable in the pocket. So there you go. And I just don't I don't know about you guys, but it's hard for me to believe that IT is 6'4". It just doesn't. Like, am I wrong there? Are you guys feel that way? Does he look 6'4" out there?
Are you saying that because he's white?
Maybe.
Feels like he might be.
Like, if you didn't know he was 6'4", what height do you think?
I don't know. I think you're right. He does look smaller than 6'4", but it was all worth it just to hear Andrew stunned whispering whatever that just was.
Mr. No Headphones.
No, I don't know. I genuinely like 6'1". I feel like he looks like he's 6'1". But then that touchdown he caught was like, all right, yeah, he's bigger. Like, he just literally just go up and get the ball.
And like you said, that's what they've been missing, right? In that red zone, it's so much value there in the red zone, especially. Cue that up with some tight end from action from Laporta as well, and it's gonna be really hard to stop the Lions' offense in general, but it's gonna be really hard, I think, in the red zone. I think we're gonna see a red zone percentage increase this year from the Lions, and the kicker. The kicking game, I don't know how much field goal action that we'll see. I think Dan's going to be just as aggressive this year.
Yeah,
if not
100%.
more, with all these weapons.
I don't think that would ever matter. Like, obviously when you can run baits out there, like 50 and over, and feel pretty confident that it's going to go through the uprights, that feels nice. But I really just don't think it's going to deter Dan that much.
He might kick 50. He might exclusively kick 50-yard plus, and that's it. Anything inside, they might go for it.
Well, geez, if it's anything like the start to the Miami game with the Craig Reynolds big run and then penalties that kill the drives, that's I think going to be the biggest heel for him, right? Like, just don't let penalties kill drives.
Yeah, and to Mitch's point about the new offensive line set, you got to imagine there's going to be some wrinkles to iron out there, and probably results in some penalties from that front. And like you said, Andrew, that's really what gets you in trouble. Get behind the sticks, any offense, but the Lions especially, it's been their bugaboo over the years. So gotta stay in front of the sticks. Shifting sides to the defense, some standouts. Rock Racine, cornerback who's kind of been a journeyman in the NFL, feels like he may have kind of found his spot here. I think in the chat we were talking about it. Mitch and I both comfortably with Rock. Andrew, you asked us the question, I can't recall, but as far as cornerback play with the trust in Rock,
he looked pretty good. He had a really good hit early on. I think that's pretty much all I remember. Is he 23 out there? If you know off the top of your head, I believe he is.
I think it's 23.
23. I think he had an opportunity to get a stop, kind of got out-muscled at the goal line there as well. But, I mean, what more can you ask? Like, he seemed like the captain of the defense at times, or the captain of the secondary, that is, when he was out there.
Yeah, I think that's what I see it too, is that's how you kind of notice him out there, is he doesn't look like he's a second-string guy when he's out there, right? He looks like he belongs in a first. And I think in probably some other defenses, maybe he would be, and here he would be a little bit more rotational. But you feel good about the depth that he brings.
Well, not only that, but they're slotting him in at safety. So, like, his versatility, it makes him that much more crucial. I love it. I think he was a great pickup.
Also, another name to throw out there that has been kind of quietly exceeding in that secondary is Eric Hallett. A name that's been floated out there. He got quite a bit of action in the Dolphins game. I don't know if he got as much in the, oh my God, the ESPN's playing in my ear. I don't know if he got as much action in the Falcons game. But in the Dolphins game, I saw him get a lot of action. And I think it's a guy that's been catching the eyes of the coaching staff. So that's a name to watch out for as a depth position in a safety room that's strong as well.
Well, to follow that up, I think it's cornerback, though, but was it Green that they got from the Michigan Panthers in the UFL? He signed him, and then he had a big pass breakup against the Dolphins. He was one who came in this week.
can't remember, but yes, they did sign one from the formerly Michigan Panthers, right? They've moved on.
Boise
R.I.P. R.I.P. But yeah, but I don't know. I don't know who I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But yes, and they like to do that. They like to pick the guys up from the Panther squad. Got a couple.
Can I do a little potentially reverse psychology here? PSA to all the Lions fans.
I love that.
Trey Henderson is not going to be a Lion. It's done. It's over with. Don't even think about it. They're not going to give him up. I feel like we all need to give up the pie in the sky. We're going to go get some huge free agent. They don't have Brad Holmes likes his guys. They got like 3 years until they got to pay like everybody else on the team. Laporta, Gibbs, J-Mo, Branch. They got a ton of guys. They're going to have to Hutch is going to get paid in the next 2 years or so. A ton of guys that are going to have to get paid. And Hendrickson probably gives away all that draft capital for when Holmes and Dan have to start making some of these tougher decisions on who do we want to pay, who do we think we can replace in the draft. It's probably just not going to happen. But reverse psychology, if it does happen, I won't be upset.
No, I think I heard the Browns floated out there, which would be crazy.
They have the capital.
Trey Hendrickson and Myles Garrett. Which
it's like the same. It's like the same thing though. Browns, like if by some miracle Holmes did that, which I really don't think just doesn't feel like it's in the Lions' DNA at all, or Holmes, Campbell, whoever. Hey, you got Hutch and Hendrickson coming off the edge, and then Davenport comes in as the relief guy. See ya.
Shout out to Davenport, by the way. Didn't know until this week was noted to me that he went to UTSA. So San Antonio, shout out. Very cool. Birds up, as they say here. But yeah, Davenport, excited what he's going to bring to the game. We saw him last year with Hutch. But yeah, I think I've given up on Trey. And I'm surprised that that's taken so long to iron out, and it seems like maybe they're actually willing to trade him, but
the Bengals
maybe
owners
not.
Are
I don't
joke.
know.
They just the Bengals owners are the Lions before Sheila. Let's just call it what it is. Like, just in it as an investment, nothing more. Like, we just want to make money. We don't care about winning. They literally had to sell the naming rights to the stadium so they could pay Joe Burrow. I mean, it's insane.
I don't know if
Paycor Stadium.
I don't know if I've said it on the airwaves. I think they're going to be a bottom third team this year.
Well, you have it in the notes. Oh, is that you?
Bengals are a bottom tier team. Whoa.
Yeah, Mitch, I think your mic is like. Might have to do a little plug in, plug out. We have some static. Andrew, why do you think that they're a bottom tier team? You don't believe in Joe Burrow?
I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are going to do fine. But outside of that, I don't know what they can do.
I feel like they'll be the same, and hopefully my mic sounds better. But, like, does it sound better? I feel like you need to
I think it went to your onboard mic.
Okay, well, does that sound like poo?
A little.
You had my approval.
Well,
I don't think they're there. I don't believe in them because of the ownership sort of thing. Feels like things fall apart really quickly. I could easily see Joe Burrow getting another injury. Hell, he could be injured right now and we just don't know it. And he doesn't play a load of games. It's inevitable with this team.
Ouch. Putting that out to the world, that's terrible.
Well, I'm not rooting for the injury. I'm rooting for them to be a terrible team, though.
Is this a bad time to bring up that I have them in the Super Bowl this year? It's one of my teams.
Terrible.
I don't actually, but it is a tough division. The Ravens are always going to be kind of flying high in that division. Who knows with the Steelers this year? The Browns, probably not going to be good, but if they get Trey Hendrickson, who knows? And Micah Parsons is the other edge that's out there with a possible trade, but it sounds like we don't believe that he will leave the Dallas area.
I'm stunned. It won't let me use my other microphone. Sorry, Ben.
Was there something new, Ben, on Micah?
Not really. No, I just in the notes that says Micah will be a Cowboy. This feels like a standard Jerry World
Hey, this
stunt.
is just a Cowboy stunt. I feel like this is just
I,
Cowboys 101. Just drum it up, be dramatic. Like, even if Micah doesn't want it, they'll find a way to pay him.
I don't think he's going to be a Cowboy. I feel like he's going somewhere else.
Side
But
bet?
what's that?
Side bet?
Oh, don't we already have one of these going on?
I don't know.
Are you
All
thinking
right,
of the
I'll probably
Patriots
see.
one I have with him?
I'll probably forget about it, so sure.
Yeah, didn't you say the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I never said that. That seems crazy.
No, Ben said they'd never win a Super Bowl again. That's what he said.
In the next decade.
10 years? It's a long time, but I'm confident.
Okay. I don't know, dude. Vrabel's in there getting into actual fights in practice.
I do believe the Patriots, especially with their schedule, will be better this year under Vrabes, but certainly not going to get over the Bills anytime soon.
Bills can't even get by the Chiefs.
Spoiler alert, could be the Bills' year. I think they could be the first team to appear on Hard Knocks and then make the Super Bowl.
Well, how did they get on Hard Knocks?
I don't know. I was talking to a friend here, and he's like, who has Hard Knocks? And this was a couple weeks ago. I was like, I haven't heard a thing about it, and I Googled it quick, and it was actually the day that the trailer premiered, and it was the Bills. And I was like, because it used to be you couldn't be a playoff team. There were like all these stipulations you had to meet to be like when the Lions were doing it, I think it was between like them and two other teams that were actually eligible to make it. So I don't know how the Bills made it.
I think I always thought it was like bottom third team, can't have been on in the last X amount of years, whatever. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I think they threw that all out the window and just picked who they wanted. Which to me, it's more entertaining with the Bills, like because they're a contender and there's a likelihood that they will be, at least in the AFC Championship, if not in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean you definitely get to play the like all the pressure angle.
Right. And you've got the MVP with Josh Allen there, so it's got that appeal.
Even though the MVP should have been Joe Burrow.
That's true. If you want to see the MVP, you can go watch Quarterback on Netflix. Good show.
I did see the first episode, and they focused a lot on Allen getting married and the new stadium they're building.
Which looks sick.
Those are two big topics.
Yeah, I watched the second episode as well as the first. It's okay. It's something to watch while you're waiting for meaningful NFL games. It's nothing. I don't think it's anything spectacular this year, but it is cool to see them go to training camp because they're one of the few teams that still go like out of town for camp and stay in the dorms at the university. That type of feel. So it's different than a lot of the teams out there.
It was perfect waiting room episodes.
That's a great way to put it. Did you come up with that yourself, that term?
Yeah, dude, that's me.
Waiting room content is a great way to put it. It's a time passer. Exactly what it is. But it's good.
It's a good 30 minutes.
What's that?
It's a good 30 minutes or so.
Yeah. Solid. Put it on 2x speed. We had an injury yesterday. One of the rookies, Ahmed. And according to Dan, could be a minute, or he said this one could be a minute type of injury. We don't really know yet. I haven't seen anything. If you guys have heard anything, just chime in. But from what I've seen on the Lions writers is they know it's probably a shoulder or a pec that he sustained yesterday. And if it's a shoulder, he's probably ready to go, ready for the regular season. If it's pec, it just depends on if it's partially torn or fully torn. We've had a couple of those over the years. I think, was it Ragnow or one of the linemen had the partially torn last year or 2 years ago. Only missed one game, and then they had a bye week, so only missed really 2 weeks of action. So if it's that, he could be ready week 1 or 2, and if it's fully torn, DJ had one of those, and that was like 8 games. So just depends.
Yeah, I thought it was, and I'm really hoping. I figured he separated his shoulder initially, and now they got to do some X-rays to see like how bad the damage was. That's kind of what I was really hoping it was. But looking back on it and watching kind of him describe it while he's sitting there, it looks a little more peckish, but
Nice.
we'll see. You're welcome.
Peckish. Yeah, you hope it's not, but the next question would be, is it a partially torn or is it a fully torn? And we'll probably have that information in the coming days once the tests and everything are done. Keeping you informed segment. Lions have completed most of their preseason. They've had one more than most teams with the Hall of Fame game. They have one more coming this Saturday. They'll play the Texans, and they also will have joint practices this week with the Houston Texans before that game. So be on the lookout on Twitter, X, for those clips, because much like the Dolphins clips, you're going to see some here from the Texans as well. I'm sure there'll be just as much ire between these two teams. Joint practices get hot when it's the Lions involved. So that's what's coming this week, and then it's the break. And in between that, we'll have the 53-man roster. I believe August 26th. We'll be here August 27th to break that down and kind of put a bow on the preseason. And then it's on for a break. And then it's the regular season starting September 4th, I believe is that Thursday. Lions will take place week 1 on Sunday against the Packers. So that's everything from the Lions. And now we'll transition a little bit to the NFL. We kind of touched on the Bengals and the Micah and the Treys of the worlds. But smelling salts, we thought they were going to get banned. Sounds like they're not banned, but the teams can't provide them. But if the players bring your own smelling salts, you're fine. You're clean.
It's one of the things the teams didn't want to pay for anymore.
So cheap.
Cheap.
Prater was the one that always was using those.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He was hitting those every time he went out to kick.
Big salt guy.
And superstitious, I'm sure, so he had to do it every time.
Of course.
Andrew, do you want to touch on your favorite topic, which is viewership of NFL games, with the NFL Network moving to ESPN, Red Zone, all that going to ESPN?
Can you break it down? What is happening?
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz. But
okay, well.
So ESPN has bought the rights to have NFL Network be under their house, as well as that includes Red Zone. So ESPN will take over those things, but they've claimed that they won't be changing anything, at least initially, about the two programmings. It basically gives them more NFL games because ESPN obviously has Monday Night Football, and they have a wild card game, and I think now this year they might get a divisional game too. They're giving them more and more over the years. ESPN's gotten more, ESPN ABC. And so now this will give them 6 more NFL games. I think NFL Network had 6 games, including like the Christmas games and a couple later in the season. So they get more of that. They get Red Zone, and they'll be able to include it in ESPN Plus, which will be $30 a month, I think is what it's moving towards, which is crazy. We're almost to cable prices again.
And
this is crazy, man.
The NFL got basically 10% ownership of ESPN.
Oh.
So what is the best app for me to watch Red Zone on, and what's it going to cost me?
Well, so correct me if I'm wrong. You get Red Zone through NFL Plus, or at least you did last year.
Correct. I was
That's how
going to
you-
do it the same thing, and it looked like it was around $16 a month.
I was just looking at those pricings because you have to have NFL Plus Premium, right, to get the Red
Okay.
Zone.
I believe so, yeah.
So I think they're running a promo right now to get you pay for the whole year. You get it for 20% off of its normal price. If you don't pay monthly, if you just pay it as a lump sum.
Okay.
So
Feels like a huge miss for the 2025 season to not just do 25% off.
yeah, that's a good point. Use code 25 at checkout.
For nothing.
NFL Plus.
$15 a month, yep.
Okay. Yeah, so if that's what you were doing, I think that's what it is. It's $100 a year, $15 a month, so it's $100. So I think it's 20% off, so it's $80 right now if you want NFL Plus before the season, if you get it ahead of time.
Yeah, because I don't do it for the year. I only do it for in season.
the math works out in your favor there?
Isn't it the
Typically.
Isn't it the same thing?
Because there's like what 6 months.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How many
They might be getting
months do we have? Because you can't include playoffs. It doesn't matter. That doesn't count.
This might be getting away from us.
Well, if
We
it's
should have
15,
done this off air, folks.
15
We might
bucks a
have-
month, 6 months is $90.
We might have to talk about the Aggie catfish.
I am itching to get to that, but yeah. So Andrew, I guess basically you don't have to do anything this year. I don't know what's going to be. I guess NFL Plus will continue to happen, and I don't know if they'll rope it in with ESPN Plus eventually. Maybe not off the rip, but yeah, that's where things stand. So if you have ESPN Plus, be ready to. I don't know if everybody's prices go up or if you can just pay for a tier to get the additional NFL coverage.
You just got to get the Disney bundle. That's the way to do it at this point. Just get the whole Disney bundle so you can get Disney, ESPN, and I think Hulu's your third one.
Yeah, Hulu gets it. Hulu will be no longer an app. I think next year Hulu goes away and it's just going to be Hulu will be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's already like that. Like all the Hulu content is on Disney.
Okay, so a lot of people use the Hulu Plus Live TV, but do you have the Hulu TV or no?
I do not have the Hulu TV. No.
Okay. So there you have it. Beal City on the Netflix. Did you guys watch this?
No.
Did you know about it?
No.
Did you know about what it's about? Do you remember when this happened?
I know what a catfish is. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm tantalized.
Andrew, what about you?
How am I allowed to give spoilers? I think I've got like a good idea.
See, that's the thing. If
But
you
I
do,
don't know the full story.
yeah. So, what was this? 2021 when this happened? Somewhere in that range, I think.
Somewhere in there, and somebody was getting cyberbullied, and it turns out it was the mother.
Oh,
Okay.
spoilers! All right.
Okay, so I thought I wasn't. So you said I could.
I don't know that he actually said you could.
Damn. Somebody
Check
play
the
it back.
tapes.
I
Check the
think
tapes.
I think you asked and he parried with like another question.
As a good host always does.
So bad.
Yeah, but Tommy bleeped that out, but that is the way it went down, according to obviously this went through the courts and everything. So now this is like the story of it all as a documentary on Netflix. It's just got dropped. Actually, the college football expert dropped this in our group chat this week, and I was clicking the link as fast as possible when I realized what it was. And a trailer dropped for it, 2-minute trailer dropped from the Netflix team, and they are saying it comes out, I believe, August 29th. So here in 12 days. But yeah, it is a wild story. In a world that we have no shortage of wild stories, it is truly wild that this happened, and that it happened in the town that a lot of us grew up in. So a lot of you listeners probably hail from that area or near it. So if it's not on your calendar, it's nice that it comes out right before football gets into the big groove, so you got time to watch it before football season.
Speaking of, the town just had its sesquicentennial.
I heard that was an absolute rager.
Yeah, I heard it was like Project X out there.
Had to be there.
Did you be there?
Don't talk about it. He doesn't leave the circle, man. You had to be there.
So
So
you
did
didn't
you
talk
go?
about it, you be about it.
So did you go?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Jesus God, I had to ask 3 times.
He's messing with us tonight. Per usual.
It was good. It was a fun time. I only went for the day though. I wasn't there when the sun started to settle, so
And that's when things get real crazy.
the freaks come out at night. Freaks come out at night. You know how it is.
Yeah, I guess I do. Shout out to Rampage for putting on a great show as always. Heard they were the main act at least one of the nights. I don't know. There was like five days of events, I think, right? Or like a whole week.
It was packed full. The Clydesdales
Lollapalooza.
from Anheuser made it.
Yeah, I don't know what those cost to bring in, but that's no cheap labor there from the horses. Yeah, I saw some drone shots of just how many people, as far as like cars go, and obviously it's like chicken barbecue on steroids.
Yeah. Speaking of, rolling right around.
Which one?
Yeah, so they're
Lions Club?
Steroids.
all of the above.
What? What?
I think we're talking about three different things. Mitch is talking about the Lions Club dinner, which is a favorite, but then there's the chicken barbecue, which is in Beal. What is it, Andrew? Labor Day weekend?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. And the chicken, I think the Lions Club is in like May.
Yeah, I think they kind of respect the boundaries there. And it's like May, June probably for that one, and then this one's September. So they're gonna do it all again, Andrew, in just what, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Correct. It's going to be quick turnaround. Hopefully they have the same turnout.
No kidding. And Labor Day real early this year, folks. It's September 1st, which is like I can't quite wrap my head around how it's that early. It just doesn't feel like it should be a first, but it is.
Yes.
We got a wedding shout out here on the pod.
Absolutely, man. Got Sarah and Trey. Just attended their wedding this weekend. A little shout out. Got to do it.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to the fill in the blank last names on your
Small.
wedding. Okay, there you go. And shout out to the Lady Lion 3.0 on a great birthday yesterday, the 16th. And shout out.
Happy birthday. Andrew, sing the rest.
Happy birthday, 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 birthday.
Couple birthdays here in the season of the Lion with the Leo there. That second happy birthday, Mitch, was to you.
Yep. I am
Congratulations.
more washed up and older.
Nah, you're in your prime and looking good doing it.
Biddy was a
we'll have to.
basketball coach?
Who?
Sleety was a basketball coach? She catfished her way right onto the basketball court, this lady?
See, these are the details I don't know. I need
That
to
I
see the
don't-
docu-series.
That I don't know. That's a wrinkle I didn't hear about.
It said she was a basketball coach at Beal City.
Interesting.
Gotta watch the show. Everybody tune in.
Yeah.
Pump the viewership.
I think the best part is that they have like everybody who was involved, I think, on the dock, including the mother, and then the dad, and
Bill Chilton.
Yeah, shout out to Wild Bill.
Heard he was blushing.
Who wouldn't be? Those Netflix guys, man. They don't play around with the equipment that they bring. That's intimidating.
Agreed.
Yeah, they have high standards at Netflix. But yeah, check that out. Even if you're not, tied to Beal City, I think this one's going to be a popular one on Netflix. I think thus far, what are we talking? I mean, it has 200,000 views in 5 days.
The trailer?
The trailer does, yeah. I think my favorite part of the whole trailer is one of the dad's sound bites that's like, we got to catch this guy. If he only knew. If he only knew. And maybe he did. I don't know. I've said too much. Super Bowl halftime. Do you guys think it's going to be Taylor Swift?
Don't fall for it.
Stop.
I've only seen one thing.
I don't want to do this.
I saw something about it, and I think what I sent to you, Andrew, was what I saw, and I was told by some folks that we should have this segment in here to pump up our viewership and post a clip about it and make our prediction that it's going to be her, just to get in the algorithm ahead of time before everybody else already does it,
I feel like we're going to get some rock mixed in here again. Maybe Katy Perry makes another appearance. She's on the rise again.
In
Can
more
we
ways than
address-
one.
Can we address your would you rather before we sign
I think
off?
this is a good time. I think this is a good time to do the would you rather, right before the season gets.
No-brainer of all time.
All right. So, spoiler alert, Mitch thinks it's a no-brainer. It's would you rather work 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, or work 8 hours a day, 4 days a week?
8 for 4.
Really?
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, that's only a
full-time jobs here.
I was gonna say that's only 32 hours anyway, so hell yeah.
You didn't want to go with the classic like 8 for 5 or 10 for 4?
Yeah.
I don't know
Just
where
cut off a full day.
I don't know where I got this from, but because there's been a lot of talk about switching to a 4-day work week, right?
A 32-hour work week?
30-hour work week.
Well, that's what it would be, right? It wouldn't be working 4 10s.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Wait.
The answer is 4. The answer is 4, no matter what.
And
Do the same amount of work for one less day? Yeah, sure.
it's a 2-hour difference.
I think I'd rather work 4 10s than 6 5s, honestly.
Who's working 6
Ooh.
hours?
Apparently, Ben is.
Well, if you work 6-hour day, like maybe it's just me, it's the sleepiness of the afternoon. Like first 5 hours of the day, I'm in it, and then after that, I get tired.
Can I give you a piece of advice that's helped me recently?
Coffee.
You got to go way light on lunch. Nope, it's not coffee. I just have started going a super light lunch, and it's helped me a ton.
Nothing hot.
Yep, nothing hot, just cool 1-2 things. Try to throw fruit in there to get you a natural little carb spike. Gotta stay away from the
Lunch is cold.
But this
Can we get a meal plan?
Yeah, ask ChatGPT. I think
Gonna call.
nail in the coffin. I'd rather work 4 10s than 7 5s. Or 5 7s, I'm sorry.
Getting way off the rails now. I get it, guys. I get it. It's a stupid question. I get it. And that's why it's been put off for so long.
I just wanted you to know how deep it was.
Well, it reminded me of the time we talked about, what was that other one? Oh, the ranking the days of the week.
Yeah, you had Wednesday first.
Now you're just putting even more out there. No, I did not. But I like to put these as bait for you guys out here. I think that's why I said what I said last time, which was I had Friday first. No, Sunday first. That really got the rage bait going.
Insane.
I don't recall, but yeah, I think Andrew, you mentioned Friday as a top one because of the neighbor powwows that you had.
Dude, who doesn't have a neighbor powwow on Friday?
Are those still ongoing?
They're hit or miss, dude. It's a busy. Everybody's busy. Okay, pal.
You're preaching to the choir here. It's a busy world. It is a busy world, booked and busy. And then hopefully in about 5 weeks, we'll be able to watch the Browns game together. The Lions versus the Browns in Grand Rapids.
That's still on the books. We're still planning that.
Good. We'll follow up. Mitch,
Yes.
you don't have to describe anything that you're doing, but you did mention that you would be having some travel. So next episode, I believe we'll do after the 53-man roster comes out. So look for that next Wednesday, shareholders. But Mitch, were you saying you would be out of town for that episode?
I will not be available for that recording.
All right. So it'll be old school recording. It'll be Andrew and I, but Mitch may make some notes, and we'll pass along anything that we get from Mufasa. So look for that in the next episode. We'll be here to, at that point, talk about the 53-man roster, which is kind of a mystery right now. Got a lot of positions locked down, but the Lions will be looking to finish off those boxes here in the next 10 days with the final preseason game coming up this week against the Houston Texans, and then it is time for the regular season college football starting right around the corner as well. It's exciting. It's coming. We've made it. Boys and girls, we've made it. It's almost here. Football season is approaching real close. So thank you all for watching, listening, however you viewed this content. Become a shareholder today if you aren't already. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on the social medias, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, as well as TikTok and Instagram. Anything else, boys, before we go?
Just a quick thoughts and prayers to the Michigan football team's bank account.
I don't think 30 million is. I think they just wiped their butt cheeks and moved on.
Yeah,
My thoughts and prayers to the thought of that being able to cripple somebody, but I guess not.
yeah. These days, with the money that flows through college football, it seems like a lot, but I bet it's not. In the grand scheme of things. And then I believe they appealed it for the Sharon Moore 1-game suspension. I think it's what he got.
Just before we go, what happened to Denard?
I guess he was involved somehow. So he's banned for
Okay, I was confused.
banned for 10 years or something like that, right?
I thought it was 2 for him.
2 for him and then 10 for Harbaugh.
And 8 for Stallions or
laughing
something.
to himself.
I don't know. Didn't hear you. But you said something.
I just think Harbaugh is laughing. Like, why would he care about 10 years?
Right. No,
Yeah.
he's all good. But yeah. CMU wrapped up in all of it too. Confirmed that was Connor Stallions on the sidelines of CMU, which is just makes the story even funnier that it involved the old Mac school CMU. Fire up. But the dust has settled on that finally, and now we can fully close that chapter. So let's go Lions. Let's go Blue.
Yeah.
With a bow.